Welcome to No Stats, where we call it how we see it. Bitch, we got to talk about your former team, because you gave up on them. Because you just gave up on your squad, like KD. But your former team, the New England Patriots. It was news that came out surrounding Mac Jones, and Bill Belichick was shopping him around the teams, right, to possibly trade him and get him out of town. I thought Mac Jones played well 2 years ago when they made the playoffs. I think you got to get him some weapons. I don't think it's all on Mac Jones. But that's just not the Patriot way to surround nobody with weapons.
They worry about that defense.
Yeah, and the defense has been okay, but at the same time, since Tom Brady's left, it's been, and rightfully so, it's been hard to duplicate that productivity that they was having and that success that they was having with him. But I don't think that falls on Mac Jones. But I'm gonna turn the table over to you and let you share your thoughts on this trade rumor.
I just want to state this, though. I think that the Patriots as an organization have to kind of re-identify themselves outside of having Brady. Brady is your favorite word, an anomaly. From all the receivers that he had throughout all his years with the Patriots, and he seems to always, made it work. I don't see that with Mac Jones. I feel like you have to put weapons around this kid because, he had that, phenomenal season 2 years ago, and then it's kind of like he kind of digressed, dealt with a few injuries, it's just, I don't think you can really get far just winging it, Put some pieces around this young guy, refresh things, revamp this team. Now, I do think them shopping him was odd, but I also think they maybe low-key could be in the running for Lamar. And
you think so?
Yeah, I absolutely think so, bro. Do you think?
I thought that originally, but then I thought Lamar's going to be back in the same situation with no weapons. I don't know if the Patriots will. We're getting to the point in free agency where who's left? Odell? That's it. And that's a big question mark. Like, we know what Odell was, 2 years ago, but he hasn't played. So if you're giving him that weapon, that's really not, we don't know, right? That's a closed box. We don't know what's inside of that. So I don't think that would be the smartest for the Patriots, and I don't think that's be the smartest for Lamar. I think if you're going to trade Mac Jones, go get some draft compensation and bring in another young quarterback that you possibly think can be that next guy. And we're gonna get into these quarterbacks in this draft, but I think there's one in particular, and I think there were some rumors floating around. I think they may go in a different direction than they've been in traditionally. Well, I would say in these last 25 years that they've had with Bledsoe, Brady, 30 years, Bledsoe, Brady, and now Mac Jones. But I thought it was shocking. I didn't think that they would shop Mac Jones. What is he? 3 years in the league? Mm-hmm. It hasn't been that long. So I didn't think they would be shopping him, but it is what it is. I think give another young guy a try. Don't go out and try to get Lamar. I don't think that'll work. Don't get Aaron Rodgers because you don't have no weapons.
It is similar.
Right?
It is similar to the same situation though that he's kind of already in Baltimore. I think
exactly.
Bill Belichick's a legend, but
facts. And if you get draft compensation, you can draft some pieces, right? And you can kind of slow walk this thing because if you go and get Lamar, the expectations are automatically like that. There ain't no slow walking. There's going to be a lot of eyes on you. What are you surrounding Lamar with? What is this? What is that? Is Bill Belichick and Lamar is going to win the Super Bowl. Everybody's going to think that. And I know that
would be, and it'll be kind of weird. It'll be kind of weird too to see Lamar in New England. New England's not really it doesn't seem like Lamar culture. Nah. Like it just doesn't. You know what I mean?
And I think they got connected because that news came out about Meek Mill telling Robert Kraft that Lamar would want to go to New England. And Robert Kraft was like, it's Bill Belichick's call. Did you see that news?
Nah.
Yeah, Meek Mill told Robert Kraft, the Patriots owner, that Lamar would go to New England. Or something like that.
Look at Meek out here playing the front office job, man.
But yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Get one of these young guys. Get one of these young guys in the draft. And speaking of quarterbacks in the draft, right? We're a couple weeks away from the NFL draft, and you have 4 quarterbacks that a lot of teams are talking about taking in the first round. You got Bryce Young out of Alabama. You got C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State. You got Will Levis out of Kentucky, and Anthony Richardson out of Florida. Those are the top 4 quarterbacks that are getting all the headline news. And people are doing their mock drafts and trying to see where they'll go. And we're going to do a mock draft here soon as well. But right now, I just want to talk about these quarterbacks. So first, you got Bryce Young, the guy from Alabama. I think before we got to the end of the NFL season, he was the number 1 pick. But I think a lot of teams switched their pitch on him because of his size.
He's the smallest out of the 3, ain't he?
Yeah, he's the smallest. And I think a lot of teams are wary about that, seeing Kyler Murray's. And not that Kyler Murray hasn't been productive, but like I said, there's some dogs in the NFL. And I don't know. It makes it hard, man. Like, you got these offensive linemen and defensive linemen is 6'6". You can't be 5'9" behind. You know what I mean? Those short passes getting batted down, and I think a lot of teams worry about that. And I think that shifted the focus to C.J. Stroud. You know, taller. I think he's 6'1", 6'2". He might even be taller than that, but I think they shift their focus to C.J. Stroud. And I think the Panthers trading up 2-1 is to draft C.J. Stroud. There. Do you agree? Do you think that C.J. Stroud is the guy for them, or you think they're coming up to get Bryce Young, the most productive in college football?
I think they go with Stroud here, or even look. I love this group, man, but my dark horse in this group is Will Levis out of Kentucky.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think he's complete. I love his arm. And I don't know, man. Like, I think wherever he drops, I think he's gonna be able to come in and impact immediately. But I do think with the Panthers, with that number 1 pick, I think they either go with Stroud or Will on this one. Oh, Will.
Okay. Yeah. You think Will got a chance to go number 1?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I think he definitely has a chance.
That's interesting. So I think C.J. Stroud is kind of cemented in at that number 1 spot. I think, and I hope Houston doesn't do something stupid, and they just take Bryce Young at 2 and don't try to take a defensive player and pass on a quarterback when you have a quarterback situation, or just take any of the quarterbacks, right? But I think they'll go Bryce Young at 2, and this is a little, mock draft preview. But I think Will Levis is going to go to the Colts. A lot of mock drafts and a lot of sports analysts and NFL scouts think that Anthony Richardson is going to go before Will Levis. Anthony Richardson has jumped Will Levis in a lot of mock drafts and a lot of draft boards because of the way he performed at the combine. And his athletic score is just off the charts, bro. He did everything amazing and shocked a lot of people.
What was his professional comparison? Like, as far as like ceiling?
That's a great question. I think I don't know who they compared him to. Go ahead, talk. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Because I was gonna say, like, based on like his athleticism, could he be like a poor man's Lamar? Does he have some Geno Smith qualities? You know what I mean? Like, in that type of frame. But that lane for those quarterbacks that's iffy. You know what I mean? How was his arm during the combines and during the pro days and stuff like that? So I think that's like the biggest thing right there is, you could be athletic, your body could be well, but if your arm's not up to par, which I don't know, I didn't see his pro day or anything like that, but I just want to know what was his like ceiling, as far as like player comparison, because I think that will speak for a lot. I know he's his own player, but
here you go, Cam Newton. This is NFL Draft Buzz.com. I'm gonna give them some props, but this NFL Draft Buzz and his comparison is Cam Newton. Once again, because of that, athletic ability that he has.
Does he have the same Cam type of frame too?
A little bit. I think he's a little. He's 6'4", 244. So I think he's a little slimmer than Cam was.
That's not bad though.
But that's yeah. He's 6'4", 244. Can move. Really well. Like I said, the athleticism is off the charts, bro.
Who was the quarterback for the Browns this year? Not before Deshaun Watson.
Oh, Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett is coming to my mind as far as like big frame quarterback that's not. He's probably not as mobile.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson is way more athletic than Jacoby.
Okay, all right.
Way more. Way
Okay.
more. Yeah. He's gonna give you that dual threat. And give it whatever team drafts him. But I think Will Levis is going to go before Anthony Richardson. I think this Anthony Richardson hype is great. Draft news and draft talk. And he performed really well. And he'll go somewhere and get his chance, don't get me wrong. But I think Will Levis will end up going in that third spot after C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young. And then you'll see Anthony Richardson picked in the middle of the pack, middle of the first round somewhere. And we'll reveal that on the mock draft that we got going out soon.
Mock draft on the horizon, baby.
Yes, sir. All right, bro. Last thing I want to talk about, stick on this quarterback topic. I'm waiting. You just said you were a Jets fan in the beginning. What's going on? Did you make some calls?
What are we doing, man?
Did you make some calls or something?
Oh my God. I gotta call fucking Green Bay and tell them to fucking release the hostage that they got under center. God damn. Like, you're taking this long? Everybody's already celebrating and we already talking all this shit and the deal still ain't done yet. I was talking to my man at work the other day. He's like, yeah. He's like, boy, man, the Jets with Rodgers, and the first thing I said, oh, they completed it? He's like, nah, I'm just saying they're going to end up doing it. I'm tired of seeing that shit.
Everybody's spending the money before the check hit the account. It's crazy, bro. People buying cars, houses. The check ain't even clear yet. They're gonna be sick when they gotta give all that shit back. Because bro. The further we get into like the draft, like and things like this, I just feel like why would I be optimistic? Like, why at this point? You know how when did Aaron Rodgers go on the Pat McAfee show and said, the Jets is where I'm going. We're just waiting on Green Bay. That was like March. That was like March 15th, but that was almost a month ago.
That's wild.
They don't take a month to talk about some draft picks.
But I'm wondering though, what's really going on behind closed doors? Is it what you said? The Packers is really waiting for a certain type of, like, how are you not getting this fucking deal done, bro? What is good for real?
You know what it might be, and I just thought of this. Who's to say? Now I know Aaron Rodgers has to. I think they said they'll send him where he wants to go, if I'm not mistaken.
He deserves it.
I think he said that. But what if there's other suitors, bro? Like, what if there's another suitor in the dark? Yeah, that said, we'll give you one first round pick. We'll give you one first round pick. And the Jets saying we'll give you 2 second round picks. And now the Packers are like, well, hold up. Aaron Rodgers, would you go here? Because they're offering us a first round pick. I don't know. It's just a theory. But there has to be something going on.
It has to be. And whoever's giving up that first round pick, it has to make sense, though. Like, I'm just trying to sit here and fathom what fucking team other than the Jets
I'm about to
makes sense. I mean, throw something at me, bro.
The San Francisco 49ers.
They already have 11 quarterbacks. Like,
yeah, bro. But is any of them proving it? Is any of them, are you going, if you're a 49ers fan, right? And 49ers fans, let me know. I don't know. But if I'm a 49ers fan, I'm going, we have been really good these last 5 years, and we haven't been able to win a Super Bowl. And our downfall every year has been quarterback play. I know Brock Purdy's had a nice, season last season, but is that sustainable? Is Brock Purdy your guy? Trey Lance, you moved up to draft this guy. Is that your guy? Sam Darnold, he's had high expectations. He's underperformed since he's been in the NFL. He didn't live up to that hype, to his draft position. Is that your guy? So you still have 3 question marks, right? Mm-hmm. Would you not say, I'll get rid of Trey Lance. I'll give, or ship 2 of those quarterbacks, have one sit behind Rodgers, and say your day's going to come, but right now we're going to go get the Super Bowl. Because if Aaron Rodgers go to San Fran, I mean, San Fran, like I said, talent-wise, is crazy. So maybe. And I think a lot of NFL fans and a lot of NFL media thought Aaron Rodgers was going to go to San Fran. Remember, a couple years back. Remember when the Packers drafted Jordan Love, they didn't know Aaron Rodgers was late to OTAs and to training camp. He was upset that they drafted a quarterback. And a lot of people felt like San Fran was the landing spot, and it didn't come to fruition. But maybe. I don't know.
That's a good take, man. I didn't think about the Niners, man. And to be honest with you, Shay, I wouldn't mind him going there, man.
You're a Niners fan, then? Keep jumping around.
It makes sense, man. Like, if I'm Aaron at this stage in my career, I would definitely go to the Niners.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I wouldn't even second guess it, just because, like, they'll be over. Like, what I would have to do for the Jets, I would have to do way more.
Yeah.
On paper, you still got to play the game, but I would have to do way more there than I have to do for a team like the fucking 49ers. I could run 6 plays in a row and just jump into the check down to McCaffrey.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Fucking Debo. Like,
right, and it's about what the organization has to do as well. It's not only about what Aaron Rodgers has to do on the field, but it's about the coaches. It's about the franchise making sure they got the right pieces in place. The Jets are an up-and-coming franchise that fans and players are excited about, right? They're excited about the Jets because, they haven't been good in so long, and they got nice young pieces, and what if? They have this thrill about them, this what if. San Fran already is.
Yeah.
So he would step in a situation that's much better for a quarterback at the end, on their way out the door almost. Because, I mean, how many more years do we think Aaron Rodgers has left? Not too many.
Now, let me ask you this, though. Does this move have to go down before their draft?
I mean,
like, is this something? Because you think, though, what picks? If you do wait till after the draft, are there any picks available?
That's what I'm saying.
About next year's pick? So, is this a trade that's going to happen on draft night? Like,
yep. And we have 3 weeks, if that, left. So this trade has to go down within these next 3 weeks. Because you make a good point, bro. That's a phenomenal point. Because now it's like, I want to pick my players. I don't want next year's picks. I don't want, I want this pick this year. That's like somebody saying, I'll give you $50 for this, for these sneakers, but I'm going to pay you next year for it.
I'm going to break it down in increments. I give you 20 at the end of this year, and then I give you 20 at the end of next year, and then pay the 10 over the top at the end of the next year.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, man. I think,
You're looking right, man. You said Packers gonna sit on their damn hands, and boy, is they sitting hands on fire.
We're about to enter this. We're about to enter this spectrum of crazy quarterback controversy, right? Because I feel like this Aaron Rodgers thing, no one's talking about it like that, but it's entering danger territory. Lamar Jackson is already in danger territory, and I heard real quickly. I don't want to spend too much time on Lamar. We'll talk about him in another episode. But I heard somebody say they think teams they'll give up the 2 draft picks, but they're like, you're not getting my draft pick when I already know my pick. So a lot of these teams are like the Falcons, for example. They have a top 10 pick, so they're like, no, I'm going to pick I'll trade for you after the draft. I'll trade for Lamar because Lamar wants to go, right?
Yeah.
So now the cards are in our hands. So I got to pay him and give you 2 draft picks. But I feel like once I can get this good draft pick, then trade my next 2 draft picks and get Lamar. Now my next 2 draft picks that I give you won't be that high because we'll be good. So I'll be giving you pick in the 20s instead of my pick in the top 10.
Makes sense.
So that was a theory.
Same shit.
Yeah, that was a theory that I was like, I didn't think of that. That makes perfect sense. Why would I trade you my top pick right now when I know that if I get Lamar, exactly, my pick's not going to be this high once I get Lamar because we're going to win. So